I've had quite the league. Obviously, we found the 10 mirrors, and I didn't want to put it to waste. I've done my highest investment build ever this league. I don't normally go this hard, but I've invested 3+ mirrors into this Winter Orb build, and I hope you enjoy it. Yo guys, welcome to the video. This is Josh, or Milky. You can find me on Twitch or YouTube at MilkyBK_. And in this video, I'm going to be doing my first kind of build showcase. This isn't something I'm entirely comfortable with. I'm not a build genius. I'm not one of these 5 heads that makes builds. But you know, I've had a lot of currency and I've had a lot of help from chat. Put together a pretty good build. It's a Winter's Orb build using the Occultist Ascendancy. I'm going to have a POB below if you want to check it out. It's less of a guide than a showcase. We've had a lot of currency and I've invested it. I'm quite intuitive with the way I do my builds. Normally it's just kind of how it feels. If I feel like I need more of something, then I'll invest in that. I'm very rarely a bit of a POB warrior like some people are. It's just not the way I enjoy the game. But if you do want that, it's below. Enjoy the following footage. I've done a bit of commentary over it as well, going over the gear. Let me know what you think of this format too. If you think this format of build showcase is good, I'm happy to do these in the future. And if you want to know more about how to maybe run this build on a low budget, I can certainly recommend some people who have some great videos on exactly that. I hope you enjoy the video. Okay, so let's get straight into the gear. We've got some footage here in the background of me doing some Shaper, some Elders, and some invitations, but let's go through the gear. First of all, I went with a double Void Battery, the bread and butter of this build. I did get them both corrupted with LE Pen. I got one with 9%, one with 10%, and obviously this means that we're never struggling for crit. We have an insane number of power charges. We have 12 in total when we go over all the gear, and we never have to worry about crit chance, which is very useful. For the helmet, we went with a rare Blizzard Crown, with Winter Orb has +2 maximum stages. I actually got this one off a friend of the stream, Moody. We corrupted his Watcher's Eye in the last video. It's very similar to the one I had previously. The important mods are +1 power charge, and nearby enemies have -12 to cold resistance. Everything else is kind of it's just nice to have. Obviously, this one's a really good one. It's got crit multi. I unveiled +2, crafted on the life, and boom, we're good to go. Now moving on to the amulet, we have a badge of the Brotherhood. This is allocated with Disciple of Slaughter, and it also has +1 curse. This is given us loads of effect of our elusive, as we have 12 power charges, so 9% on this one, as it wasn't perfect when I got it, but 9% per power charge, brilliant. It means we're moving super fast. It's really nice to have. Obviously the cooldown reduction is okay, whatever, we're always using our dash to get around anyway. Now we'll move on to the chest. The chest is a +2 level of socketed AoE gems, double corrupted Var Regalia. The important mods on this being a chance to gain a frenzy charge on hit, and the curse. The crit, I don't actually think I need this. Someone actually mentioned that I'm crit capped without it, but it's what we ended up getting when we double corrupted. I think if I was to change, I was previously playing with elevated explode. But if I was to hit a good double corruption on an elevated exploit, I might be tempted to swap back to that. But the +1 curse is really nice for bosses and such. We are running 4 curses in this build. As for rings, we have 2 +1 power charge rings, crafted with essences of horror, and then it's just to get our attribute and resistance need outside of that, as well as a bit of life. The sapphire ring is much better than the other one. I should probably redo the ruby ring there. But I'll think about doing that. They're pretty good as they are for now. Then we move on to gloves. I decided to go with Asenaths. There's tons of choices you can go with here. This is what I ended up playing with a curse enemies with elemental weakness on hit. So our gloves are 2 curses that are applied just by hitting mobs. And then our other 2 curses come from our Arcanist brand setup. But that's the gloves, Asenaths, Gentle Touch with the elemental weakness curse effect. With curse, sorry. Boots, just your standard boots, tailwind, elusive, elevated, movement speed, onslaught, and any res you need. I did used to have the fire resistance on my helmet, but someone else needed the helmet, so I traded it to them, got one without resistance. That's the only difference between this helmet and the one I had previously. And I just got them on my boots instead. So a nice pair of boots. And then for a belt, we actually go with a Headhunter. Now, I do need to think of a belt to use for bossing. As for now, it works perfectly fine just keeping the Headhunter on, but in an ideal world, I'll have a belt swap. But we do need the dexterity that the Headhunter provides, and obviously this carries those delirious maps that we get ourselves into, the 100% delirious canyon maps that I've shown in previous videos. The Headhunter absolutely carries. And then moving on to the important jewels, we have 2 large cold cluster jewels with Blanketed Snow, Prismatic Heart, Doriani's Lesson, and then also Widespread Destruction is a good mod if you can get your hands on that. Medium cluster jewels, we've got one for curses, which gives us Unnerve and Culling Strike with Master of Fear and Wish for Death. The second one is an Ailments cluster jewel. It gives us Blast Freeze and Cold Conduction, which is brilliant for blowing up even more mobs or shattering them. And then the next two are just our Towering Threat and Vast Powers. Towering Threat giving us some life, Vast Powers some AoE, some damage from Power Charge, brilliant. And then just whatever rares you can manage to get on there. Then finally, the unique jewels, we have Watcher's Eye, Double Hatred, pretty standard for this kind of build. Ideally, you know, it's a triple mod, but I've only got two. That's very expensive to get the three, and we actually double corrupted probably one of the only ones on the league the other day in another video. You can go back and check that out. Transcendent Flesh, I think I want to get this with Corrupted Blood, because that means that I can have a better rare jewel, but for now, I've just got one Uncorrupted, and then a Glorious Vanity. This actually gives me access to Corrupted Soul, which means that 50% of non-chaos damage bypasses Energy Shield, but I gain 15% of my life as extra maximum shield. And then also it gives me a node. I divined it until I got another good node, which is 28% increased cold damage, and damage penetrates 3% cold resistance, so that's good. As for air jewels, you just want crit multi, life, and any resistance you still need. So that's the build, and it's the build that I've put the most amount of money into probably ever. I'm not someone who likes to min-max builds, but I've really enjoyed playing this. It's so good for mapping. It can do 100%. The juiciest maps that I've shown in those Valdo's Rest maps in the past, 100% Delirious, Misinformation, fully maxed out maps, it can do it solo. It struggles a little bit bossing. It can't stand up to too much. Sometimes I die, I'm going to include the clips where I die in the video. You'll see those. I'm not going to try and mask this for something it's not. This isn't like a showing off thing. It's just a video diary and a showcase, because a lot of people ask me about it. So if you have any questions about this, feel free to let me know, and now I'll let you enjoy the rest of the clips.
Yeah, adds a fourth attack, and you get more damage on each of them too. Pretty big deal. Oh, dude, I deleted Chula. Bye. Have a nice time. Alright, this one's quite easy. Look at that. Ah! Ooh, a leather belt. God damn. Oh, and a silver flask. I'm rich. Oh, is that good? Look at that.